Hi, I'm David Sutkin. I'm the bass player for Apollo's Ghost, a three-piece instrumental post-rock band out of Brooklyn, New York.
Okay. How many children do you have?
Two,
Two, and what are their ages?
28 and 25.
Okay.
Two daughters.
Two daughters. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Did you take time off from music when you had your children?
It's a great question. I had just gotten married and music was important. I had a studio in the house. It was really important to me ever since I started playing. Did I take time off? No. I'd have to say no when the kids went to sleep. The wife wasn't very happy, but I was downstairs in the studio making music.
Okay, so your music career kind of took it just morphed a little bit.
Of course, I had responsibilities now because I had children, but I can remember stories of coming out of my studio 2 or 3 in the morning, and my youngest, who might have been 7, was sleeping Indian style outside the door because she didn't want to interrupt. And I'll never forget a memory like that. Open up the door, and she's sitting like in her little Barbie nightgown because she didn't want to interrupt, but she wanted to be near Daddy. And I'll never forget stuff like that. So I took time off to take care of life's responsibilities, but music never left. It couldn't.
Okay.
It couldn't if I wanted to.
And at what age were your kids when you started playing again?
I never stopped.
I mean, well, joining a band, per se.
Oh, I was playing a lot of reggae,
Okay.
periodically going over to Europe to play festivals,
Oh, awesome.
and that was super enjoyable. And that went on the whole time because my ex-wife was a homemaker.
Okay.
We were fortunate enough to be in a position where she could stay home and take care of the kids. And she was, to a degree, supportive of me going off to Europe to play. But it's something that I need. There's certain things you need to do to keep your sanity, and music was a drug to me.
How long have you been playing music, and how did you get started?
Okay, my father was a semi-professional saxophone player. I don't want to say jazz saxophone player because it puts him in a certain genre. He was a saxophone player, and like most young men, want to be like their fathers, right? So my father would always impress me and annoy the shit out of me because one of the bedrooms of our house, which should have been mine or my brother's, was his music library. So I had to sleep with my brother. And we had to share a room.
Okay.
And he would constantly call me, sit, listen, whether it was swing, whether it was salsa, whether it was country, regardless of the genre, because he was the guy who had the goosebumps, who gave me the goosebumps when you listen to a certain piece of music.
Yeah.
So at 12 years old, I can remember asking him, what should I play? And he said, if you always want to work and you always want to be needed, be a bass player. Be humble, play with people who are better than you are, and be on time, literally and figuratively. And that night, I heard Cygnus X1 by Rush, where Neil and Geddy come in, and I heard that crunch of that Rickenbacker. So 12 is the long answer to your question. So 12 years old, because of my father, and being able to now converse in another language, like the language of music, was a thrill to me. So,
Did your daughters take on to music?
I tried. Another fond memory is while my children were in the womb, I would lift up my wife's belly. While my children were in utero, I'd take the headphones, stretch them, and put on Graceland. Always Graceland. Because there's something about that album that gives me chills to this day. Right? Paquiti Kumalo on bass, and Paul Simon. And so I tried, even when they were in utero. My oldest daughter became a visual artist.
Okay.
My youngest daughter is a professional. They love music,
Okay.
especially my oldest, but they never took to playing an instrument. We tried everything, flute, guitar, you name it. And the deal was, I'll buy it for you, but if you don't follow up, I get to keep the instrument. And that was the deal. But they never got it to play.
No, but at least they love music. So
They love it.
You need fans, otherwise there's no point.
Of course.
Playing,
And after I got divorced, I was living in Brooklyn. My ex was living on Long Island. So needless to say, we shared custody. We were forever in the car driving back and forth. And that's when they got turned on. Like I would turn around and ask them, who sang backup behind Bob Marley? They were like 9. Rita Marley, Judy Mowat, Marcia Griffiths. High five, What's Bob Dylan's son's name? So we would fall in love with music together.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit different time, so I do have like a playlist. So like when my sons hear a song, I'm like, all right, that goes on your playlist now. So like they're into music. My oldest started playing violin, which
Beautiful. They should.
He's so good, but he doesn't try. You know what I mean? Like he practices like once a week, and he still nails the song. I'm like, dude, if you just put a little bit more effort in, you'll be on point. And
you can't teach desire.
Yeah.
That's either you want it or you don't. Either you want it. And now I understand there are some prodigies that were forced by their parents to play, and I don't know. There might be a little resentment there, being made to play 4 or 5 hours a day. But I wonder, do they resent it now that they're monster players? Like I said before, I hated my father, made me sit and listen. And now, I don't want to get emotional, what I wouldn't give for one more day with my father to talk about music. So it does run in the blood. And my youngest will send me hip hop, reggae songs, and such joy to be able to share music back and forth with her. It means the world to me.
No, definitely. I like what I'm enjoying now is my oldest has a different taste of music, and I've been really working on like finding songs that complement both of our styles.
Yeah.
So like we can actually sit down and enjoy a song together.
Yeah.
And he actually appreciates that I'm making that effort. Like he's like, yeah, dude, this is like both of our music.
But he likes it?
Yeah.
The fact that he sits down, not begrudgingly, and listens, like he trades song for song, and you're willing to listen also to what he's playing, I'm sure he loves that.
Yeah.
I'm sure he loves that, as opposed to you shitting on his music or him shitting on your music.
No, for sure. And especially when we go upstate to visit friends, I put on his playlist, and I have a couple songs that mixed in there that I like.
Yeah.
But I basically put on his playlist because I try and like make that our special moment, because I usually leave the little guy at home. Did you take different adventures with your children and like?
So my youngest, not so much, but for instance, I took my daughter, my oldest, when she was 9, to the Iridium in Manhattan to see Les Paul play, because the opportunity was there. And then we would go to different shows. We would go see Glenn Hansard play, or we would go see different bands that I liked. I'm still not ready to go to a rave, an all-night rave. I'm too old for that at 58 years old. But her music, I could really find enjoyment in it, because she knows what to send me, what'll thrill me.
Yeah.
And the same holds true. And it's really the tie that binds us together. Don't get me wrong, I love my little one, but business is more important to her. My oldest one, since she's an artist, is much more involved in music.
Yeah. It's not that you don't love one or you love one more than the other. They have different personalities, and sometimes you pick up more of your traits in someone else, so you have a little bit of a different connection.
Absolutely.
Because I have that with my youngest, where my youngest has more of my personality, and my oldest is more similar to my wife. Although my oldest, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even have the second one. You know what I mean? That's how beautiful he is.
I get it. That's beautiful. My youngest is like her mother. She listens to pop.
Okay.
You know, anything pop, Taylor Swift. Not my thing, but I can appreciate good musicianship.
Yeah.
It's like when I go to Nashville. I'm not a big country. Oh, I'm going to say it like this. Of what I've heard, I'm not a big country in Nashville. And the reason I say it like that is because my old man used to be like, I hate hip hop. And I'm like, so you know all of it.
Yeah.
You're familiar with every genre. So instead, I like to say, from what I've heard. But when I go to Nashville, and I don't particularly care for, say, Dixieland, but I can appreciate the artistry of the player a great deal. And so I listen to pop on my daughter's side, because there's some stuff I like. There's a reason why it's in the top 40. It's got a hook.
Yeah.
But I'm more into the deeper cuts, and so is my oldest.
Okay.
We like the deeper stuff. And they all love wearing my old Nirvana shirt or an old Sabbath shirt. And you see a lot of these kids and you're like, name me one song by Soundgarden. All right? Like you're wearing a Soundgarden shirt.
Yeah.
Name me one song. They don't know.
Yeah.
But anytime I can have a conversation about music with my children, with my daughters, I'll jump at the chance.
Yeah. No, I mean, I have my kids here today, and I've taken them to like Camp Pennsylvania, and we've camped out and done festivals. My oldest, we did a festival, so like, I love taking them into music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I've never played an instrument. I'm just a big fan.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's a universal language.
Yeah.
It's why I'm not a patriot. I'm a globalist. And I don't mean that in a
anti-American way.
Yeah. No, I don't mean in a political way. That's what I'm looking
Okay.
for. I'm not a patriot. I'm a globalist means there are amazing people all over the world. Musicians. I don't think one particular musician from one country have better musicians than another. I travel, I'm lucky enough to travel. I just got back from 2 weeks in Italy, spending time with builders, because I respect the builders of the instruments. So I know that's deviating from your thing about parents and parenting, but I try to instill that in my children also, that there are amazing musicians all over the world. Go seek them out. There are genres all over the world that you never heard of before. Go seek it out. It's not only the top 40 American artists or British artists. There are amazing musicians everywhere. And that's what I mean by being a globalist.
Yeah, no, I got that, and I appreciate that. And like you were saying about the music earlier, just to dial back for a second, where you were like, you don't hate anything. Like,
No.
Like, there's a lot of music that I'm not a fan of, but like
Same.
almost any genre you can find, there's one band that I like. You
Yeah.
know, even if you go to like country, I love Johnny Cash, like probably the grandfather of rockabilly.
Absolutely.
So like, you know, you can always find one, and I always find it funny when people like, you know, they only listen to punk, but they love music. Well, you don't really love music, you love punk. That's different, but that's okay.
I don't use all.
Acceptable.
I never use the word all.
Yeah.
I can't stand all of. Because I don't know, first of all of the genre. And I could still appreciate, if I don't particularly care for, let's say, a punk song, but I dig the beat the drummer's laying down.
Yeah.
I could just get off on that, right? You could, like you said, you could always find something good in anything music-wise. Try to instill that in my children. Same thing with art.
Do you try and take that philosophy into your life, like where you look at people and like, let's not try and project everything onto people. There's something
Yes.
good in everybody.
Yes, I try my best not to judge. This is why I'm a globalist, because some of my closest friends, through music, are in Italy, in Poland, in Tuscany, in Taiwan. And we might not speak the same language verbally, but one guy picks up a guitar and he starts playing Stir It Up by Bob Marley. And I was just in Italy, in Bologna, for a guitar festival.
Okay.
And the guy giving the bass clinic, a brilliant bass player named Alex Lofoco. And the first 45 minutes of the hour, he was talking about bass in Italian. I don't speak Italian. The last 15 minutes, picks up his bass and starts to play. I completely understood what he was saying.
That's awesome.
There's your answer. The first note, we spoke the same language.
That's cool.
And that's what it's about.
Just one more second.
I'll never turn a deaf ear to someone turning me on to something. I might not like it, but I'll always look for something redeeming in it.
And then my final question is, if you could change anything for the future of your children without any limitations, what would that be?
See the world. Meet as many people as you can. Talk to everyone for 5 minutes. Just give everyone 5 minutes of your time. Forget the race, color, creed, nationality, religion, theology, sexual gender. It doesn't matter. People have redeeming qualities no matter what. Don't judge. Just talk to someone first. They might be an asshole, but you might find that you just made an amazing friendship. And the only thing that separates myself and my friend, my musician friend in Tokyo, and my neighbor and the musician friend in Tokyo is distance. Right?
Yeah.
What separates us? Mileage, kilometers. That's it. People are people all over the world, and that's what I would try to instill in my children. There are great people all over the world. Open your mind.
Thank you. Appreciate it.